Alright, you guys know what time it is. Gonna get the motor out. So, if you watched the last episode, you know what's going on here. You know that we're gonna go ahead and start getting this motor out of here. Get it on the understand, tear it down, and take a look at what's going on in there and see what we have to fix. So this is gonna be a little bit intensive, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Step one, we need to get these fluids drained. So let's get that oil out. All right, done. All right, that was easy. Let's go on to the next step. So we're gonna have to get the front end off. We're gonna have to get the turbos off. We're gonna have to get the intake off. We're gonna have to get the wire harness off, and then we can go ahead and see about pulling this thing right on out. Shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully it's not gonna be that hard to turn the motor over with that rod moving around in there to get the 6 torque converter bolts out. Hopefully. Let's see. Get to it. Alright guys, so got the motor out. Just did a couple things to check it over and give you guys an update on what we saw. So here's where we're at right now. Alright, pulled it out, checking everything out, and the valves look good, the heads are good. I don't think we're having any issues here with sealing on the valves, so we don't have any bent valves, mainly because... Alright, so here we have this towel stuffed in this cylinder here, and this is the one with our issue. And as you can see, it's not, the rest of them are not wet. This one is soaking wet with fuel. And the reason for that is while that valve was closed, there was a good amount of fuel sitting in there, and it was sitting there for almost a week. It means that valve is sealing great. So that's one good thing, one. And like I said, when we pulled the plug off, the plug was not damaged, so the piston didn't get sailed right up into the bottom of the head, destroying everything. It's all looking good here. Now we get down to the oil pan. As you can see, there is a nice crack. There's our hole, and then the crack all the way back. I don't know that it won't be able to be patched. We only did lose one piece, and that piece is sitting on my workbench right now. So we might have that TIG welded back together. It might be easy enough. We'll take a look at it. Now here's for the depressing part. We were hoping there was no damage to the block, and at first it didn't look like there was. I was doing some more inspection on it, and we can, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, it punched the side of the block. So we are going to have to look for a new block. But the plans now have shifted to finding another block. We do have a spare 6-liter. Now, I do want to show something here. I hear a lot of people talking smack about these bulkhead connectors. Just want to let you guys know, I used them. Bone dry. Never once leaked, ever. So, if you're thinking about them, I just did a little bit of RTV black along with the rubber washers that are included, and it hasn't leaked. It's been perfect, both of them, no leaks. Just wanted to address that and throw that out there. These have not leaked. So what everybody says they leak, these have not leaked. This, however, leaks. So it is what it is. See that, guys? Get that out of the light. Yeah, kiss the valves. No bueno. No bueno indeed. Alright, so let's see. Ew, crap is that? Nice little bit of gunk there. Well, that's weird. It's also weird. Well, it got washed off with gas, so cleaner than the rest. Yeah, I think I was running a little rich, guys. I don't know, what do you think? A little carbony. 500 miles. Yeah. We kissed the valve. Ooh, nice. Just don't know whether these pistons are going to be able to be reused or not, but we'll find out. So that is a piece of a rod right there. Ooh, it broke clean. Another piece of a rod. That's all I've seen in there. A piston. Ooh. Wow. Bent. It twisted is why it broke. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it actually bent completely sideways too. The skirt looks fine. No damage to the actual piston other than those markings on top where they attach to the valves. The actual cylinder is actually unremarkable. Hard to see with the lighting, but there's no scoring or any marks on the inside of the cylinder, so the rod didn't touch. Got all these little pieces of rod down here. And then there's the number 2 rod. You know how I know it's number 2? This says number 2. And you can see kind of right where my fingernail is right there. So we can get that to focus. See the crack? Yep, it punched out the side of the block. So everything else, the pickup tube's fine, it didn't get hit. Windage tray was cut here to meet the F-body pan, so we didn't have to worry about that. It doesn't look like anything else was touched. And it's going to be hard to see up there, but let's see if we can get that. The cam was not hit, and that was due to it being broken so low on the rod. So there wasn't a whole lot of rod coming up and hitting anything, just enough to hit the side of the block right up here, and the oil pan, of course, right there. You see, just gouged the crap out of it. And got a lot of pieces of metal in there. So from here, we have to make some decisions. And what we're going to do next. Looks like we're going to be getting a 6-liter. Alright, so it's an unfortunate circumstance here, but honestly, are we really an LS swap channel if we don't break an engine? I think not. This is going up on the wall, guys. Hell yeah. Alright, so you guys got to see the carnage. You got to see what's going on. Next video, hopefully we'll have a solution to make this thing run again in a very short amount of time, because fixing the oil pan and rod is not going to cut it. So it looks like it's just located to the skirt of the block, and I actually, from what I understand, I've seen people weld those. So I mean, there's a lot of embossments here, but we don't use these, so it might be just cut this up flush and have it TIG welded from the inside and on the outside. But we may just keep this block around to see if it's something we can do in the future. I would hate to throw it out because this has been bored 30 over, so all these pistons are 30 over pistons. Got a little bit of a nick right there on the edge too. And these are all brand new pistons, and a little bit of money went into it, not a ton, but still would hate to just throw it out. But then again, it could just make a good core block so we can get some money back when we go to LKQ and pull another one. All right, stay tuned.